directly. This is part of the what I told you was COD Zombies, but bad. This moderate to severe circle right here. I'm not in the exact middle. Let me. Ascensionism. No, I spin. I have a circle. Foods. I have a circle. It's a moderate to severe circle that I will be filling in. It's part of what I was talking with GoDeb, which was low quality COD Zombies, but in Minecraft. I gotta start copying this world in case it just like decides not to work one day. I just lose it. I could just throw a bunch of copies of this world. Like make a copy and then throw it on a USB just in case. How do you get partnership? I want to get partnership so I can put this on the store. Stop gliding. I just want to fly. Yeah, I cut it up into quadrants so it's easier to see the scale of it. And so it's easier to fill in. So if I were to fill this in without this quadrants, it would take forever. I plan on getting the entire thing done. And if I can't, I'll get one half of it done. I could just like slash fill the quadrants in, but I feel like that's a bit risky. Without someone to give me their coords so I don't accidentally mess it up. I may accidentally either end up filling in too much, but one sec, I think there's something I can do here. I could do 20 by 20 right here. Should put it under my feet, do that. I'm hoping this doesn't mess up my circle. What did I say it was gonna do? Although there is a big portion that I just cut out. 2, 3, 1, 2. I should have did replace air. You know what? 1, 2, 1. How did I cut that out in the shape? I cut it out in the actual circle shape. Like, that was literally the exact shape the circle followed. That was convenient. 2, 1, 2, 1. Like, how did I do that by accident? This one I just did on purpose. And it's still getting messed up. I just messed it up. Wow.
Vozef. Tech.
Oh, it's another one of those those link bots. You have to love those. I don't see the point in posting something like V or capital VASF dot tech when it doesn't even work as a link. That's because the two aren't touching. Like there's a space between that period and tech. Meaning that link doesn't work. Or if it even is a link. Of course, I let these bots stay because they drive up my interaction. But promotes my video more. I'm big braining the view bots. Like, they're not view bots, but like chat spam bots or something. They're link bots that get sent to videos to spam links for either scams or sex websites. I swear I've actually banned one of those bots already. I don't know whether it was actually considered banning it because I was just like, if you don't have anything productive to type into my comments, don't type crap in my comments, especially not sex links, and it stopped commenting for like a year, but now it's back. Let's see. Circle looks pretty good. Whoa. Still works as a circle. Now I just have to put the surroundings. Just gotta put something around it. I want to go for a Colosseum vibe. Maybe stone bricks around here? Ah, yeah, I said sand bricks, not stone bricks. This is gonna be annoying to outline with stone bricks. Because the stone bricks I actually have to do manually, unlike that sand I just did. I can do this longer area like this, not manually. But it's only 5 blocks tall that I want to do this. Then I want to have Colosseum seeds. How do you make it so that arrows explode after they land? Not drop TNT in the air, and then when they continue to drop TNT in that spot. Also, I want TNT to explode, but not damage everything. Like, not break blocks. I know there's gotta be some set of commands to do that. I could make this thing entirely slabs and waterlog it. I'm gonna make all this stairs and waterlog those and then allow TNT. Where did I get a soda tab? I am so confused. You know what, it's fine. 5 blocks up. I think I'm just gonna do potion effect-based weapons. Like tipped arrows, except I want to make it so the tipped arrow spawns a lingering potion of that when it hits the ground. I think that's a bit tall. It seems like it would be better. Because there physically isn't a way to get over this. Not even Jump Boost 2 can jump you over that. You'd have to, like, jump and then get damage boosted by something. And even still, you won't have enough height. You need, like, Jump Boost 3 damage boost. Or just an extra block. Stop flying and just put down the blocks. I was working on this with Cryptic and Jay. Jay just hasn't been on, and I want Goop to get on. So I directly addressed him at the beginning. I would like Goop to join this. He's probably not on, like, he's probably got school. Yeah, he was on earlier, he has school. He left his PlayStation on in the private chat party, I think. So if I go to more parties or party menu, because I don't know whether I'm actually in one or not. I am in a party. Go to party screen. View other parties. There's no other parties, so his console automatically turned off. Either he woke up and turned it off, woke up, left the party, or woke up, it was already off and just went back to bed. Or he just didn't wake up yet, and it automatically turned itself off. But he turned that off one time. So I think either someone came in and turned it off, or he got up and turned it off. I have mine set to 2 hours of open game time. It'll automatically turn off. Like if I leave this game open AFK for 2 hours, it'll turn off automatically. These are my power save settings. I can turn it up and down if I wanted to. I have my old PlayStation top part because PlayStation broke and I'm borrowing this one. And I took the top part, like, I would consider it the lid. It's what sits on top of the PlayStation. Take your PlayStation 4. You see that top part above, like, the disc tray and stuff? You know how you can pull that off? Yes, pretty much I pulled that off. And, it was on the broken PS4. It's got stickers and stuff on it. It is currently sitting on my wall. This wall does look like a bit much. Here. It's not that bad. 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to look up an archway calculator just so I know that's how big I need to make these. Two, 1, 2. Or I could just have it be 1, 1. Remember, there's just going to be fences here. These blocks are going to be filled in too. And then it's just going to like fade into the stands. Oh, it seems too wide now. Maybe if I make it less wide, I can just trim these up a little bit. Now it's too tall for how thin it is. Now it's just a square. I cannot figure out this perfect archway. I think it looked best. I could do it like this though. Now it's just a square. I don't like it like that. No, because now it's too wide. That is weird. It's weird and I kind of liked it. It looks decent. I don't care how the sides look, I just need red sandstone. See, something I could do is... Now it just looks like a church window. Still looks like a church window. That looks like somebody hit hit a door with a cannonball. I think I'll go back to this. That does look pretty good, actually. Of course, yeah, just put the infested stone there. Nice cave sound. You love to see cave sound. Y'all hear it? It's a wing. Or however you make that. It's like a guitar sound. Do I have to type in stone? Of course, nothing disappears. Infested stone. Where is normal stone? Got cobblestone. Do I have to get a cobblestone, a furnace, then smelt the cobblestone to just get a normal stone? Where's my stone when I search for stone? Of course, right above the infested stone where you wouldn't expect to see it. This is too sharp of a cutoff. I want the Blender Blocks mod. At least I think there's a mod. I think that's what it's called. I know there's a mod where you can blend two blocks together. Like I would blend stone brick to stone with a higher stone, like two stone bricks to one stone. So it would fade, and then I could just turn it into straight stone. Can't do that on here. Would love to see it though. I gotta go use the bathroom. Be back in a minute, chat. Hopefully being unmuted. Okay, cool. I'll be back in a minute. Gotta plug my phone back in. Gotta fix my headset. Gotta not fall behind my bed. It's not enough space for me to fall, it's just my arm. But get pulled in by Freddy Krueger. Krogers. Freddy Kroger's. Let's go. It's a new convenience store. That would be cool as a Halloween store. Freddy Kroger's. Conveniently, I messed it up. It's starting to cave in too early. I think we're just gonna have a wall here. I don't want to have to make an entire hallway. Also, the cell-like thing is not large enough. Imagine building the entire Roman Colosseum. There's going to be one of these for each long area. That does not look good. When this is done, it'll look somewhat good. I could probably make a tutorial on how to make this thing. But this thing is not tutorial worthy. Just look at it. You could copy this thing from an image. Fence. What flavor of fence? Random number generator from 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. From 1 to 6. Generator from 1 to 6. 1 to 6 random number generator. Don't just Google RNG. From 1 to 6. Go. 6. Excluding those two fences. Oh, yeah, nether brick fences too. Generate. Two. Spruce fences. Pretty convenient. Spruce fences for this one? I think that could fit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Although these blocks are no longer needed. This thing was the best I could come up with, just for the scale of this Colosseum. I could extend the walls up to there. Stop it, controller. Let's see. 4 up, 1 over. Its width is 5. How much on 3 side left over? 3. Uno, dos, tres, bing, bong, 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 bing, bong. That's essentially the front. See, zombies won't spawn in here. Because I'm not putting it over the bedrock. How far back is this? 5. And then the wall. I made it 5 back. Or is it 5 then the wall, or 4 then the wall? Did you include this one? It's 5 then the wall, I believe. I'm gonna give myself stone type 7. I believe it goes like this. Not up here, but over here. 4 then the wall. This thing is not tutorial worthy. This thing is not good at all. No, it's 5 in the back, right? 5 in the back. So I was right. I was right on the dimensions. My first guess was 5, and then I second guessed it and thought it was 4, but no, it is in fact 5. Technically, there's a square here. There is technically somewhat of a square in this build. You could combine this with the first 2 levels of that and have a... Or you need the first 3 forward of that, but you could have a perfect square of 5 by 5. There's no need to put anything in there, but get this out. To give some sense of world. Nah, not there, but it's like a door. And then it just does this. Can't do it immediately, I have to like put it out of sight range of there. But then it's entirely dark, you know what, it's fine. You can't get in there anyway, so I won't even be able to see back there. I don't see the point why I added that, actually. Of course, I will have to add it on the player battle one, where you can press it to open up the gate. What I want it to do is open both gates, both front gates. I don't know how to do gate animations, so I don't know how to do animation in game. Other than like /play animation, which doesn't work on blocks. You're gonna have to entity those, but I can't entity 3. I'm the master builder from the Lego movie. Obviously, I'm a master builder. I have arrived. Your destination is on the left. That's not actually too long. I was going to say too long, but no, that's the right distance. You've arrived. You have arrived. I was right.
Voti. For your information.
VOT.FBI. I love those bots. It's free interaction, so. How many bots can I get into my stream that are that? What are even these bots for? I don't see the point. No one's actually gonna go there. They started breaking the link anyway. Since I got rid of the one that doesn't have a broken link, they put in broken links in the hope that someone will click on it, or they're just there to comment, like comment bots. I don't see the point of putting a comment bot on my channel, though. I can't afford my own comment bot. Nice cave sound. I swear, I'm gonna keep getting interrupted by cave sounds. Five. Stop it, controller. That should be good. It's probably long enough. Right distance, maybe. I didn't actually count it out. I just kind of stared blankly at the screen. I need that block blending kind of thing where you can blend 2 blocks together. And you can set the ratio of block to other block. Go and set. I would have such a cool stone gradient block where it goes from stone bricks to mossy stone bricks to cracked stone bricks. Then that goes to stone, that goes to cobblestone, that goes to gravel, that goes to sand. Think about it. It's literally just the rock cycle. Or get rid of the mossy one. Imagine being able to combine blocks like that. Also, it's done. Other than this gate, which I need to put on. This music is not fitting for what I'm doing at all, but... Colosseum. At least the base of it. This thing's a 51 by 51 block circle on the outside. This inside is a 50 block circle. The diameter is 50 blocks. Each radius is 25. I don't know how to calculate circumference, so... Do I need to multiply diameter by radius or something? I don't know circumference. I'm supposed to know something about it in class, but I never paid attention. I'm kidding. They haven't said anything about it, so... Circumference. The radius. With a radius of 25, the circumference is 157.08. Minecraft blocks? Are you sure? What about the diameter? It's 2 times pi r. Literally just 2 times pi r. Isn't 2 times pi r squared the radius to find circles? Isn't that the formula for finding a circle area? Area of circle formula. A equals pi r squared. This one is 2 pi r. Oh. I might be thinking of cylinders, actually. Area of cylinder formula. No, that one's even further across. Except, the one for a height is actually similar. The one for a radius, which is 2 pi r squared, then the one for height is 2 pi r times height. For surface area, I want the base's area. That's just pi r. What about volume? And then it's pi r squared times height. That's the surface area equation. Diameter, which is just 2 times... Which is literally just 2 times the square root of the volume divided by pi times height. For a right cylinder. What do you mean right cylinder? There's only one type of cylinder. Why does it need to be so unnecessary? Just get the diameter, or get the base and cut or multiply the radius by 2. You should know what the radius is if you're trying to find out everything else. You can find out the diameter by knowing the radius, and vice versa. You can find it out by knowing the circumference, too. Let's see. What now? Wow. Just put a Jumbotron in here. There's a way to make it work. Like, ow, my leg. Let's see. That'll just fade in there, but... I need a way to do this. I'm gonna do, bleacher style, I guess. Or it's gonna be like 2 back. I have no idea how I'm gonna do this. I guess I'm gonna do 2 on one level. One is gonna have a seat on it. One's gonna essentially be a walkway. So this one's gonna be front, which is walkway. Get your freshly skewered pig's blood. Get here, says the medieval car salesman. It's one of the people that are with the moving concession stands. That's what I meant by car salesman. I don't know the word for them, so I just called him a car salesman. I could have just called him a concession worker. Or a mobile concession worker. But that suggests the other concession workers are immobile. Me leaving those on there is just gonna make it harder for me later. The reason is I won't know which parts are supposed to be part of the first line. So after this, I'm gonna go through and bonk them out of existence, then start in the next line. This should be the last spot right here. I should be close to the end, connecting this 4th one up. I think this is the 4th one. I seem to be going in the direction that would suggest it is. I think, no, it's not. Oh, it is. Cool, now time to just dink donk. This is gonna be a little bit. I need to stop this music. Get out of here. Let's find some better music. Not that this music isn't good, it's just this doesn't fit at all. If I look up music, what do you think will pop up? That's not what it meant by masks. I'm just gonna put in music for game. That one works. Pre-fill result of music for gaming. Don't click on that. Let's click this one. Bro, he ate the fisheye lens. Now he's fat. No way. Oh, I broke some. Help, I broke it. Pick the block. My God. What is this video? Get this out of here. Yeah, that works well enough. I've already watched this before, so I didn't know it was this video. Thought it had a different thumbnail, but wrong, I guess. Probably because I just downloaded the soundtrack and it just shows up as a disc. No! I downloaded some of the music from this video. I actually have it in Share Factory if I want to use it for a video. I have the first one, not the second one though. I do like the second one. I haven't downloaded it yet though. Download it, yeet it onto the USB. Second one is pretty good. I have a bunch of music from Tak and the Power of Juju, Ratchet & Clank 2002, Binding of Isaac, Wii, like from the Wii, Wii Sports, Wii Me. we go. My phone is like the lowest quality thing to be doing this with. For music, that is. Stone brick wall is something I need. Stone brick walls. I really think spruce was good. Oh, hi YouTube. I don't care whether it's time for a break. I have an hour of gaming music to listen to. Nope. I'm putting down another block. So lowering the height did nothing. Because I put it back. Does that work? I don't think that works. It works. I'm calling that working. Then I can just...
Vask Tech.
Thought I had an actual legitimate comment. Nope, it's just Vask Tech. Means nothing. I wonder who is sending these bots at me. Or why I'm getting these bots at least. Or if these are even bots in the first place. That's something I'm starting to wonder. These are actually bots. They could just be real people that are just determined to mess me up. I forgot what word to say, so to mess up my day. Of course, they just drive me interaction, which makes my video more popular. Shows it to more people because there's more people doing stuff with it. Like when Goop just spammed Dink in my chat, that boosted my interaction so hard. Let's see, this ring is actually looking really nice. You know what? I think this thing is starting to be worthy of a tutorial. Still don't know yet, though. It's pretty basic, really. You could really do this if you just, like, saw an image of it. No need for a tutorial unless people ask for one. I need to look at my sub count. Oh, that was a turning point right there, so... I don't just have my Social Blade open to my sub count all the time. It's because the school has blocked Social Blade. The school computers. Which is incredibly annoying because what is wrong with Social Blade? I can't go directly to my page on Social Blade because how I get around the search protection only allows you to go to the direct link, and I don't have a direct link to my Social Blade on there, meaning I can't do what I want to and look at my Social Blade. Also, I have no reason to look at Social Blade. It doesn't really mean anything. At least to me. 1, 3, 3. That doesn't seem right. How many blocks are touching here? 2. Where does it just expand? 2. There we go. No more expand. I'm just gonna do this first, just in case. Now I just gotta rotate. That's all it takes. Literally, that's all. Some of these spots don't look like I've expanded them, though. Look, right here. Why is the music lagging? No reason for this music to lag. It's not a turning point, the next one is. Oh yeah, the point where it changes directions in the circle I consider to be the turning point. The circle. You should see the combat spectate parabola I made. It's like a star, but made of parabolas. It's essentially an inside-out circle. Take a rubber band, turn it inside out. It makes a weird, like you slapped 4 parabolas together. Let's go see it. It's this. The parabola. Check it out, check it out, check it out. I would say 1 parabola ends here. Think of, it's literally just that, but cutting into itself. I like this next one because this is the second one, I think. Is this the second one or is this the third one? Let's look at the description. It'll probably tell me. But yeah, this is actually one I've heard before. They tell you which one it is. 7 minutes. This is the third one. I didn't even notice the second one had started. Yeah, but this is the third one. I like this one. This is one I'd download as well. Ascend! Faster! It's about to hit the ground or die. I'm setting up COD zombies over here. Listening to music. Last one. Last one. Let's go. The first one was probably the lowest one. Or maybe it's the one that I just freaked out and messed up on. Like, I messed up on one of these. Like, I just lost it. I should not be doing this first. Yes, just put the wall down. I was messed up by the shape of it already, though. The weird shape this circle takes. Like, is that right? It is, but I don't like it. These are here just to prevent from cutting in there. Honestly, I'm hoping to have this thing look better when I can integrate that in there, but so far it is a pretty good looking Coliseum. What is this ad for? Get this out of here. No one likes ads. I'm not buying premium. I can't afford it. I don't have a job. 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Then it goes up till here. Then I turn and make this a 3. Then it expanded the rest of the way. That's how I do that. All the sides should look the exact same. In reality, they're not going to, though. They do! I successed. Ow. My face. Then this is going to be the next one's height. Like that, essentially. And then just do this for each level, except the next levels won't have the wall. Just line it with slabs. Honestly, I would time-lapse this, but I can't pause and then time-lapse on stream. Although I am running out of video ideas. One of them I had was talking about stuff. Don't have any topics. No idea what to talk about is the problem. See, if I do it like that, then it's just going to be completely disconnected. But I want it to stay connected. Same problems right here with any 2s. Still circular, which I really like. And what do I do about 3s like this? Wait, it's actually not too thick. Check it out. Right there's not too thick. Because the turning point determines the turn. Which means it needs to stay too thick this direction. At least this one is too thick, so. I would not consider that too thick. This needs redone over here. That right there is too thick. Needs to be 2 back in this direction on all of them. Turning point is right here, I think. Where's my turning point at? I think it's here. Either way, this side of the second level is done. Hello, human in chat. I'm making a Colosseum. Someone from this group that I sent the Moderate to Severe Circle in, which is the name of this group, or the name of this stream, it's a reference to a message I just sent in a group. It's a Moderate to Severe Circle, and it's the same circle I started the stream with. It's literally like the same image. But I've done a lot of work on this Colosseum. I'm making scuffed COD zombies. And I'm hoping I'm not being watched by a Nightbot that won't care. Let's see. How did I lose the second part? I lose it somewhere in here. It's right here. It's where the turning point is. I lose it at the turning point, really. Because I don't see the turning point and it gets lost. Oh man, this thing does not look good. How do I deal with that problem? Because if I change it in there, it'll change down here. Ah, that is a big problem for me. I could just put slabs there, never mind. Problem solved. Jimmy Neutron brain blast. Hey, game saved. I'm gonna have to start making backups of this world. Just in case, because I'll start losing mad progress if it dies. Where's this turning point at? I found the turning. This is the Allen turning point. Just make sure it stays too thick in that direction. That's not part of this, though. Now, it's got to start being considered in this direction. Put down the block. Oh my god. Then I have to do it like this. Now, since that's 3 thick, you get rid of that. And then do it like this, so that it stays too thick. Too thick only. I didn't even know I hadn't completely circled it yet. Let's see. This thing is looking good! It's turning out well, let's go! Thought this thing would not work. It's kind of working, actually. Honestly, I haven't had haters on my channel yet. I really don't want haters on my channel, but... cool to see it. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, I'm gonna get big enough for people to hate me, and that's going to be awesome. Because then I know I'm actually doing something. Like to see if they have criticism, or just like, haha, big stupid stinky head poo-poo face. If that's what someone commented in my video every time I uploaded, I would have such a fun time. Like, if someone just joined my videos I went to all my videos and just comment, "You're a big poo-poo stinky head." That would be so funny to me. How do I make a bot that does that? There was this thing at my school that's just like, oh, cyberbullying isn't a joke. Turn off the phone. Problem solved. Just turn off the screen. Can't get cyberbullied if the screen's not on. Like, I solved your problem. My God. I hate the problems where they're like, there's a solution to this problem. It's really not that hard. Just turn it off. Like, you don't have to be that addicted. Block and ignore. Turn off the thing. Like, oh my God. Need it for work? Block and ignore. Still? Tell someone about it, like... Oh my God. I am going to get canceled more than 7 other times. Actually, wait, this needs to be 3. No? 2? What? That first level needed to be 3. Frick. Go. I want to get into game dev more, like, seriously. I'm not very good at developing games. I can just develop Parkour Ball Roll Simulator 2019. The games are just Epic Ball Roll Simulator 2019. That's about it. I can't do much else. Although, in Minecraft, I am getting better at building. Before, I would just build boxes. Now I'm starting to build more complex shapes. Like, y'all should have seen what the old dropper was. Y'all could see that. The bottom before was just a square. And, like, a cone. But the bottom of the new dropper is more complex. Let's go over here. I'm getting better at using block palettes. Like, I'm getting better at everything. Check this out. See how the shape is kind of uneven? Then it just kind of fades into what I need it to. I'm getting so much better at building. And up here, Cryptic helped me as well. Still got this moving around. Speaking of moving around, why is it not moving? Oh, it is moving. Never mind. Illusions like that. It's a broken down thing. Check it out. Broken bridges. This one's broke. Collapsed in. Like, I'm giving myself way too much credit for this. Just like remove some random blocks. It looks dilapidated. Oh yeah, this cage is broken. Thing broke. Spikes down here. Look, this is what I mean. That's what I mean by getting better. Check it out. You can have complex shapes and even deep dark. Here's the water. There's actually a light block under the water. And then here's the bottom of that cage. I can use titles now. Doors like this, like, I'm getting overall better at stuff that isn't survival. I'm getting better at creative mode. Seems like a stupid thing to say, but I'm getting better at creative mode. Because I'm barely ever playing survival now. When I play this game, I'm playing creative now. Which isn't much of a problem in my eyes now. So before, I just wanted to make a map. And that's what I'm doing. I'm working on it. I'm making COD zombies, battle coliseums, like... This is much bigger than, like, the random crap I would test in creative mode before and play exclusively survival. And then it went to 50-50 mix, 60-40, 65-15, which isn't right. Actually, that's not even the math. It's like 65-25 maybe? That's only 90. No, is that only 90? 65 plus 5. That is only 90. 35 and 65. Then it went to 70 and 30. Then from like 80 to 20. 20% survival. And now it's at like 95-5 with survival being a 5. But now that I don't have to deal with that weird flow stack I was making here, it just flows in here. I could do it like that, but then it doesn't look as good, so. This is weird. I don't like that. I don't think that's gonna look nice. Just because, like, here technically meets the requirement of 2 thick. Of course, 3 thick would have been better, because now it just looks like a slope. But these areas right here actually are what I wanted out of this. Does that look good? No. That doesn't. It's too close. I have to expand it outwards by 1. Controller has drifting properties. Like it's a car in a video game. You can tell when it turns. Pretty easy to tell too. It's because it literally turns. Oh yeah, that right there was not the turning point, but this right here was. I wonder what this one is. I don't think I've played the video far enough to hear this one before. Wonder. Let's hear it, give it a rating. Time to rotate. I rotated a bit late. There we are. I think I'm gonna keep it three wide. Just because 1 wide was like a first level thing. See, I could expand it out 1 more and then make this first level wider. Or, like... I'm just gonna get rid of the slabs on that level. That's for, like, standing. So you didn't pay enough for a seat. They give you front row, but you have to stand. That would probably be luxury now that I think about it. This is kind of loosely based on stuff, so. Oh yeah? I don't know whether someone's actually still watching my stream or not, but... Dwayne? No, it's not Dwayne The Rock. It's not Dwayne Johnson. Ryan Reynolds plays every actor in a movie. I want to make a movie, but Ryan Reynolds is the only character in it. Like, it's a movie, like, scripted and all. It's just Ryan Reynolds plays every character. Like, they just overlap pre-recorded footage of him doing stuff. And green screen in other Ryan Reynolds. So it's just a bunch of Ryan Reynolds for 2 hours. Not even 2 hours. Not even 90 minutes. It's just an hour of just Ryan Reynolds. Some Mint Mobile commercials on loop. Wonder what we're doing in art class. I don't know when I'm supposed to get off quarantine. Pretty sure I'm just stuck here until next year. I don't see that as too bad, but other humans might that actually enjoy my company. In person at school, which is like 2, so definitely not math class, not that class. I think there's one class, which is lunch, and gym. Maybe 4th and 5th, which is ELA. ELA might be the other one. Just because the kid next to me, like, he usually asks me what we're doing in social studies. And I left during social studies. Oh no, he's not gonna get to know about social studies. What is this nonsense? Why I've been lied to. What has happened here? Why was that little part there not expanded at all? It should have been. It would have lined up perfectly, too. What was that? That was part of the music. That was the transition. I don't think they added that themselves. I'm pretty sure they just, like, took a audio through mic program and just played the songs back to back. And that's just the end of the song. I want to get a PC, but I know that I'll just, like, never play PS4 if I have a PC. Like, if it's good enough to run cool stuff on there, I'd probably end up using it too much. Like, that's what happened to Headshot. He got a good PC, and then just never gets on PlayStation now, so I don't want to do that. Let's go. That's looking pretty nice. At least I believe it is. Just one more level. Just this last one. And this one's just gonna be a wall, I guess. 5 blocks tall. With, like, doors, I guess. It's just gonna be more of these gates. These ones will have hallways behind them. Why? I could put a bunch of armor stands that sit in the crowd and rotate. I would find that very funny. Like, if you look the way they all look at you. They're like lodestones in your compass. Or they're like compasses in your lodestone. Active, by the way. They all just stare directly at the player. No matter what else is going on. Or it's just diamagnetic and they all look away. They all look the exact opposite direction of the player. I could make them look the way you look. So if you look at something, all the crowd will too. It's on daylight lock, so weather cycle's off too. I need a name for our labs that isn't just Dan TDM 2016 Laboratory. Because that's what Cryptic keeps saying it's look like. I haven't watched his 2016 videos, so I think I've watched a few of them, just didn't know that they were 2016. I don't know whether it's the absolutely massive lab or like the second form of it that I think exists, where it's like I think 2012 lab, but just like a bit bigger. It's like in a spruce forest and it has classic textures. When he was doing mod showcases and stuff. With Traors in one area, like he always is with his videos. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I was talking about DTM. Now's usually the time of year where I'd be like tempted to just go binge his videos for a little bit. It's because this time of the year gives me just DanTDM vibes. Like it gives off his vibes to me. Then during like the springtime, I get like Blitz kind of vibes. There's a YouTuber called Blitz, and I get his kind of vibes, like watch Turmoil videos and stuff. Time of year really just changes what I want to watch. Put a layer of barriers and just throw spectate up there too. This is gonna be zombies. Oh my god, this thing. You love to see this. I can't even copy the entire thing at once. It's because structures have the size limit on them. So this thing will have to be moved in parts. Like it'll have to be copied in parts. Which actually isn't even necessary. I only have to copy the Coliseum itself. For player-based ones. Then just do check 4 players. Or like /test 4 player. And if the number of players equals 1, give them tag winner, and then people with tag winner get 1 win added to his scoreboard. Then it takes away the tag. And then leaves that win on the scoreboard. I want to figure out how to do that. Because currently I don't know how to do that. Oh, I want to build one of those, like, Coliseum lids. You know what I mean? Where they curve inwards with, like, red banner shield, like, crowd shields from rain and stuff. Even stops airborne alien attacks. Just deflect off of it, invincible shield. What happens if a immovable object meets an unstoppable force? Does the immovable object move? Or does the unstoppable force stop? It wouldn't stop. They would just be at a stalemate. And what I mean by that is like, this, the unstoppable force would just keep plowing into it. Like, wouldn't retract. It would just constantly be applying force to it. Until it heats up enough to set itself on fire. Or, it heats up enough to make fusion and blow them both up. It wouldn't blow them up, it would just separate them. Then it would continue on. Because if it's enough, they can start making fusion of oxygen atoms, I'm pretty sure. Like, nuclear fusion. Like, if it has infinite force, the thing's already making nuclear fusion. Like, if it's got enough speed and force. I'm done with that video for now. Time to close my door. I had it open, and now it's not. How long was this going? This thing was going for 35 minutes, and I had no idea. Shut up, video. Why is YouTube taking so long to load? What is this video? I just searched up music.
Meet a lot of black
It is very difficult to make an actual good game. No, I don't want copyrighted music. Be gone. Guess I'm just gonna go back to that video. Or I can look up different. Use headphones. No, idiot. Just gotta love that. Squid Game, but the roles are reversed. I looked up music, you idiots. Stop it, you two. Hey, look at that. Gangster's Paradise, but it's the choir for 10 minutes. Just listen to this. They gotta get copyrighted for it. It's still part of the song. It's just it's only that part. Like, like the song just never starts. Could you get copyrighted for listening to one of those songs? It's like this song, but it never starts. Can you get copyrighted for that? By the original song and not the it never starts one? There is something making me itchy. Itchiness is an inflammatory response. It's on my hand for some reason. Like little pokies. It's like getting poked with a snowing needle. But it's not like a pain. It's not prolonged. It's like a single poke. Without any of the pain that would come from it. Other than that. Like a needle. Like getting a shot. Except very little pain. Of course, it doesn't hurt very much normally. So they mess something up. A shot shouldn't hurt unless they mess something up. It shouldn't hurt very much, at least. At least from my experience, it shouldn't. But I'm pretty strong, if you know what I mean. I'm obviously strong. Let's get some different music in here because this is making time pass slower. I'm not even kidding. This song is gonna make time pass slower. Let's get this one.
Look at all the cars on Auto Trader. New cars.
Get this Auto Trader ad out of here. GTA 5 and SpongeBob. They killed SpongeBob and put him in the trunk. Why? No idea. I would like to see an animation in this, like, image style. Should I start curving it inwards now? The wall itself doesn't curve inwards, but to put the range shields of cloth. Those gotta curve inwards and gotta use a beam. This is gonna start playing something different. Shut. I don't want the 11-hour version. Why 11 hours specifically? You die, you eat gross food. Well, no, when you die, you are not living. One sec, I have to search up a specific song. If I can get copyrighted for this. I think one more layer. This is so quiet. There is no reason this video should be this quiet. Oh my god, my friend blew a school computer a speaker with one of these videos. It was like low quality Candyland, and it was like a computer lab computer. He played it at max volume, and it didn't make any sound. Like it was playing sound, then it got to a louder part and no sound came out. It's like, uh-oh. Then just a little bit of smoke came out. That's when he knew he blew the computer speaker. Don't know what caused it to smoke, though. I don't think computers do that. They don't do it normally. Is that just a cabinet? I looked through the crack in my door and I saw the cabinet. I think it was a person's head. They're just standing there. Someone was just like Hayato peeking their way into my room. You know what I mean? Just look down and over at you. This thing is so low quality. I love it. This doesn't even deserve a tutorial, this build right here. Probably not gonna make a tutorial for this. I've been working on this for at least 2 hours at this point. Actually, based on how long that video was playing, I would say half an hour of that. Before then, I'd say 20 minutes. So, it's 35 minutes there. I don't know. It's been like an hour, maybe. Max 2 hours. Nothing more. Because it's 12. I saw 11 on the clock. Yeah, it's been like an hour and 20 minutes. Hour 15 minutes since before I came in here and started streaming, so it's been an hour at most that I've been working on this. That circle took me like 10 minutes. Figuring it out that, really. I don't think that was actually 10 minutes. I think it was more like 2. Figuring out and building it. I have no sense of time very well. I found it. The video that made him break the computer speakers. Yeah, it wasn't even that part either. It was the next part right after it. I need music. Yes, I do.
Music.
Just gonna comment on my own stream real quick. Gotta spam a bunch of random letters. Then I'm gonna go look for some more music. A few more musics, obviously. Is that the limit on how long it can be total, or how many letters I can have?
Yeh sufich de c6 if nul zufjevum zikthurm ziffer burptxid burksis
Donleen,
ewen pukerug
have
nskyrf
you been to
smklur
church
frud
lately?
fjage terpt cry I churched furiurge.
That was the entire message? Terribly translated Undertale. You know what? Do I really have to do other stuff? Assassin's Teapot. How did that happen? Me when your mom. Oh wait, that's cool and interesting and funky. Gas powered things that should not be gas powered. Is this a gas powered Xbox controller?
With the Fifth Third cash back card, you get unlimited 1.67% cash back on every
Gas
purchase.
powered toothbrush.
1.67%. That's a cash cow.
The Fifth Third cash back card, available with Fifth Third Momentum.
One sec. I'm gonna watch this video. Then I'll find more music. That's a diamond, not gas powered.
Scientists, in the last video, we took a look at a gasoline-powered pogo stick. So that got me thinking about what if I could gas-power other things that shouldn't be gas-powered. So right here, I have a little Nitro RC engine, and this is the kind of little gas engines that they would use in, little RC cars and RC airplanes. And I say gas, but it's really mainly powered by nitromethane. The same thing that's powered in those top-field dragsters that can go like 300 miles an hour. Same thing, just very small. This can make almost 2 horsepower. For a tiny little engine like this, 2 horsepower, if you scaled that up to a Toyota Corolla, that would be like putting 2 Bugatti Veyron engines inside of one little Toyota Corolla. So these things have so much power for their weight. So I want to see what we can attach this to soup up around the house. So for the first experiment, I want to try something simple. So this is a Nitro RC engine from a plane. So my thought was to just put a propeller on here, mount it to something, and have a cool little gas engine powered fan. Alright, so I got the fan completely done. It's working good. There's no wires anywhere. Just a little bit of fuel will keep it running for a long time. I would even call this fantastic. Oh, no. Future Kevin is not letting past Kevin make that pun. Let's just move on to testing the fan. But first, I'm going to need you to forget you ever heard that pun. My computer really heats up the room, so I'm going to test to see if the fan can help cool it down. Come on, dude. I said me. I can't hear. I can't hear anything you're saying right now.
That fan is so loud over his mic.
What? Kevin, I'll save you. I think it's fine. I don't see anything wrong with this. I mean, it does blast a little bit of oil on my computer monitor. I can overlook all of that because it is such a good fan. I mean, the cubic feet per minute on this bad boy, perfect. You can use it for all kinds of things around the house. For example, you can see that our bathroom doesn't have a typical bathroom fan in it. And the portable fan will definitely help cover up any weird smells in the bathroom. So we saw how well this works as a fan, but what else can we do with it? How about we test its sliceability? Maybe we can use it to slice some vegetables in the kitchen. Let's slice some carrots.
Dude has to spin this thing like the lawnmower. That is deleting the carrot, dude. That's not slicing it, that's deleting it. It was just erased. It's just erasing it. Yeah, it's just getting erased. It's like the hand, it's not chopping it, it's erasing it.
Oh my god, look up there.
Oh my god! I didn't even notice that. That's a disaster.
Carrot got blasted
Wow.
absolutely
Okay, so
everywhere.
this thing works way better as a juicer than it does as a fan. I thought that would have like slowed down the engine or something, or maybe broken the blades, but it powered right through all of those celery, all that carrots, like nothing was even there. That's why I was wearing a glove. Imagine that was your finger. You would probably just cut your finger right off, Sander. You think so? So as you can see by the wall over here, it's covered in carrots, and well, I gotta clean it off because it's sponsor time. So maybe a gasoline-powered desktop fan isn't.
Dude accidentally turns it on and hits himself in the face with it.
Ideas I want to try for this motor, but this one just isn't the most practical. The sponsor for this video, however, has a bunch of really cool and practical, awesome products.
Ah.
Post is a monthly membership
I still need to like double this height.
top-shelf goods from under-the-radar brands. A lot of the boxes come with products from small US-based.
Can I just like
For example, this Japanese
no.
style blade from Bare Bones in Salt Lake City, Utah is exactly this is what I need. I mean, you've seen where I live. I live in a jungle. I have the constant battle to keep everything from taking over. I like it. It's solid, it's heavy, it's sturdy, and like a flimsy little machete, you can really hack through some stuff with this. And there's a questionnaire to help make sure that you get boxes that are perfect for you.
Why is the reach limit in this game 3 blocks instead of 5?
Something that you want, something you want to exchange for something else, or you just want to skip that month entirely.
Like-
That's fine. No extra charge. I also got this canvas bag from the Weekender box, and it's really sturdy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put all my old gardening tools in it, and all my
Imagine attaching 2 knives instead of propellers.
and throw this bag off of the bridge because you know what? I don't even need these tools anymore because this is the only gardening tool I vow to ever use again. Also, I'm pretty sure the bag would survive. They have tons of cool stuff on their site. Like, look at this. Flame, a miniature indoor fire pit. You know, I'm somewhat of an indoor fire enthusiast myself.
I want indoor fire.
Get 20% off of your first box.
This dude almost blew himself up with fire.
Code backyard20 at checkout or go to bspk.me/backyard20 to get your discount. So here
Break it.
we have a bunch of hurricanes, and that's kind of a problem because it knocks the power out. So I decided to build something practical. I built a miniature generator that I can use to power up little things in the house like my phone or other electronics. So let me show you how a generator works. It's pretty simple. When you turn an electric motor backwards, it creates electricity. So here I have this nitro-powered engine turning this motor from a drone right here. When you turn it, it produces pulses of electricity. This takes those pulses of electricity, and along with the capacitor, it smooths it out to a nice level voltage. And then this right here is a voltage converter. It takes the 12 volts from the motor and turns it into 5 volts, so I can plug my phone right here into the USB. I also have a fan on the back of this motor right here, so this motor turns the fan motor, and it's powered by this motor. It's just a bunch of motors powering each other. Anyway, let's see how well this can power stuff around the house.
This dude is really sweating.
My first thought was powering a phone with it, and it works great. Just fill it up with some gas, give it a nice quick pull start, plug in your phone, and you can settle down for the evening having a nice relaxing time while your phone charges. But I wanted to do a test. How much will it actually charge your phone? I started the test with 6% battery and it's 332. I started the motor and I let it run until the tank was empty. It took 7 minutes to empty the tank and the battery level is... What? It's at 5%! For some reason the phone just won't accept the charge. Anyway, with a few modifications, this generator can replace batteries all around the house.
Can you turn it up a little bit?
You'll never run out of batteries or lose this remote. And dead batteries in the middle of a game? Never again. With this generator, you can play your favorite game for hours as long as you have a big enough tank
What
again.
happened? Dude's playing Xbox on a gas-powered controller.
Come on, Goose! Anyway, I was brainstorming, trying to think of other things to attach this engine to, and then it hit me. A toothbrush. I 3D printed a mount that holds the motor and the toothbrush, and I put an offset weight on the end of the motor so it vibrates when the motor spins. You know video game controllers, they vibrate the exact same way, just a motor with an offset weight. Okay, so the gas-powered toothbrush...
Yeah, I like
I
that.
gotta say, it looks
It's
a little,
weird.
It looks a little serious. It looks a little
The
intimidating.
way it works.
So, I guess I'm just gonna turn it on and see if it works.
Steampunk toothbrush. Oh my god. It's like those speakers. You can put water on them and it just vibrates it.
Oh yeah, ours was so much better. Oh, it actually works. Wow. Okay, number one, that's super loud. Number two, it actually worked. I could feel it. It felt just like those sonic toothbrushes on your teeth. Oh my god, my eyes stink.
It looks like it would hurt.
It's hot. Just from that short run, it's really hot. You know when you're done brushing your teeth because the 3D print's gonna melt.
That's vibrating very fast. It looks like it would hurt your teeth.
It definitely works. It's actually too strong. Like, it hurts my teeth.
I knew it.
Definitely recommend you do not try this toothbrush. It works really good.
It looks like it would hurt your teeth very much because the vibrations, they go into your teeth.
I'm done. I have been brainstorming ways to try to include my Tesla coil in this video, and I figured it out. With a couple modifications, I should be able to use my generator to power the entire Tesla coil. Instead of using this voltage regulator to step down the voltage, we're putting 12 volts into this transformer and getting out 120 volts to put in the Tesla coil. More specifically, we're charging up these two big capacitors right here. And this right here is the brains of the Tesla coil. This kind of controls the Tesla coil and prevents it from killing itself, which it would be more than happy to do if you're not careful.
For Tesla coils, I prefer Styropyro, but
Oh, it's actually working.
If you listen, every time it sparks, the motor loads down until it recharges the capacitors again. It's sparking per
Boom.
second, but it's only actually
it's only little orange waves, not the 1,000,000-volt Faraday cage. Delete. Like 1,000,000-volt Tesla coil built to Nikola Tesla's original design.
Oh, so
100 days of posting you and your mom.
Hungry? Scroll through our menu. Then place the order by texting your local Jets Pizza. Review, submit, and get 20% off menu price pizzas. Go ahead, send us a text. Jets, better because it has to be.
Oh, what the? Interesting.
Back in October, I became a bit obsessed with ferrofluid, and I really wanted to try making it myself. So I looked online and I found a bunch of different procedures, and it seemed to be quite straightforward. However, when I tried them, none of them seemed to work. When a ferrofluid goes near a magnet, or just a magnetic field in general, it should easily form these weird-looking spikes, and it should also still look like a fluid. What I made, though, either just didn't do much of anything, or it partially solidified and formed these semi-solid spikes. I actually thought that this was still kind of cool, but it was far from being a proper ferrofluid. Not being able to make it, and the fact that there was no decent recipe for it anywhere, honestly really frustrated me. So, I kind of went into full tryhard mode, and I started reading
Where's
every
controller?
relevant information that I could find. Then, I just started
I accidentally deleted those.
later, I was eventually successful. I was actually able to make some really nice
What
ferrofluid,
flavor of wood?
and it spiked even better than the commercial stuff. For my last video, I had to buy the ferrofluid to get this shot, but this time, this is the stuff that I made. With a side-by-side comparison, you can see that the spikes in mine are actually sharper and bigger. When it comes to making ferrofluid, the general idea is quite simple. It's basically just a stable suspension of a magnetic iron compound in a solvent. In practice, though, it's a bit harder.
What?
And it's not as simple as
Nah, that's dog.
the magnetic iron compound.
Okay, let's see.
Has to first be specially prepared as nanoparticles and then chemically coated with something to make them stable. So the question now is, how did I do it?
3,
And well,
4,
that's kind of the point of this video. I'm going to be showing
6.
you guys exactly what I did, and the first step was to make the magnetite. To do this, I needed a source of iron 3+ and iron 2+ ions. In my last video, I used ferric chloride that I made for the iron 3+, and ferrous sulfate that I bought for the iron 2+.
RNG
However,
1
this
through
really wasn't the
6.
best way to do it.
Go.
Preparing both of them
4.
itself requires a lot of time and effort, and neither of them
Jungle.
end up being super pure. I found that it was
I don't think jungle would fit.
to just use circuit board etchant. This stuff is easy to get, and I picked up 4 liters of it from a local store for only about $50. It's about 40% ferric
Would it work
chloride,
with
aka
oak?
iron 3 chloride, and I used it directly as my iron 3+ source. To get the iron 2+ though,
This
I had to make it myself from the 3+
disqualified.
etchant, but it was quite
This and birch are
all I had to
disqualified.
do was reduce these 3+ ions
Oak
to 2+
too.
ions using steel wool. So into a beaker, I poured in some of the ferric
Get those
chloride,
out of here.
and I also dumped in some steel wool.
That
It
out of
started
here.
reacting almost immediately, as the
Oak
iron
is back though.
being
Oak
reduced
actually
to
seems
iron
like it
2.
could fit.
In doing so, 2 iron 3 ions were turning into 3 iron 2 ions, which meant that the concentration was increasing. A lot of procedures that I saw online, though, didn't take this at all into account, and they assumed that the concentration was staying the same. However, in the end, I was going to have 1.5 times more
Let's go with
iron 2
red.
ions than the iron 3 that I started with, and this was very important to be aware of. This is because later on, when I make the magnetite, I'm going to have to mix the iron 2 solution that I made with more iron 3.
I'm gonna go with oak.
2 is very important. Messing this up, especially by a huge factor like 1.5, would definitely lead to poor quality magnetite and ruin the whole preparation. This process was exothermic, meaning it released heat, and because of this, the solution slowly heated up. This extra heat was actually a good thing though, because it caused the reaction to go a lot faster. Over the course of just several minutes, the dark red-orange color from the iron 3 slowly disappeared, and it started turning green from all the iron 2. The basic idea here was to keep adding wool until it pretty much stopped reacting, and then to just let it sit there for a bit. I came back about 10 minutes later.
I don't know what
and
I'm
now
doing.
The green color was getting a lot more obvious. All I did was just stir it around, and then I let it sit for something like another 30 minutes.
I have no idea how to do this.
By now, it looked like the red-orange color was pretty much all gone, and it was probably getting close to being done. However, I wanted to exactly beautiful. There was still a lot of steel wool left, but there was also this whitish green solid that had formed, which I think was just iron 2 chloride. I'm guessing there just wasn't enough water to dissolve it all, and it started precipitating out. This was of course quite easy to fix though, and I just added some more distilled water. I mixed it around as thoroughly as I could, and then like before, I just let it sit around for a bit. It eventually separated, and I saw that it had this really nice green solution, and now the next step was to get rid of all this extra junk. I did this by just passing it all through a regular coffee filter, and I drained it directly into the bottle that I was going to store it in. When everything had filtered through, I washed the beaker, the steel wool in the filter, and the filter itself with a bunch of distilled water. When I was done doing that, I took away the funnels, and I topped everything off with more distilled water until I got to the level that I pre-marked on the bottle. This gave me a total volume of about 300 milliliters, and it let me calculate the relative concentration of this new iron 2 solution. For those that are interested, I've included all of the calculations that I did here, along with some extra details. But anyway, after this, I dropped in some iron nails. This iron 2 solution is easily oxidized back to iron 3 just by oxygen in the air. However, when these nails are added, it can reduce things back to being iron 2.
Go beyond subtract.
Welcome back. You're about to witness some magic.
Show some love to your favorite creators. Click join and become a channel member.
Can I get sprinkles, please?
Think of all you've made together. Colorful cakes, gelatinous masterpieces.
This is what we want.
Join so they can make more of what they love. And you can feast on members-only goodies, like a secret banana cake recipe. Who knows? It's up to them and you. Join a channel, give perks, and show the love.
Stop it! This controller is being so annoying. As long as this joystick has drift, it will get smacked every time. It drifts. Let's see, that does not look right. Two, one, one. Get this ad out of here. It doesn't even have audio.
At this point though, the iron 2 solution was ready, and I could now actually get things started. In my last video, I used my hot plate to stir things, but I found that it wasn't nearly fast or strong enough, especially to do it on larger scales. So I went and bought a nice overhead mixer from Amazon, which was basically just a high-tech milkshake maker. Also, from eBay, I picked up a cheap Teflon-covered stir rod. Okay, so now equipment-wise, I was all set up, but to actually make the magnetite, I just needed one other ingredient. This was concentrated ammonia solution, which is usually around 28%, and I picked up mine online. Now to get things started, I filled up this container with about 3 liters of distilled water, and I turned on some weak stirring. Then I added 60 mils of the iron 2 solution, followed by 75 mils.
I don't think I could build this again.
Stir for another 10 minutes. During this time, I set up an addition funnel, and I filled it with about 100 grams of the concentrated ammonia. Also, you can see here that at this point, the RPM of the mixer was at 463. When the 10 minutes were up, I increased the stirring to about 1200, and I opened the addition funnel. Almost immediately, it formed a bunch of dark solid, but the mixer quickly scattered it, and it disappeared. As more was added though, it started sticking around, and the whole thing eventually turned brown. This was because when the basic ammonia was added, the pH slowly increased. When it got to a
I could build this on everyone, and I'm going to.
3 ions to make brown and insoluble iron 3 hydroxide. As more ammonia
Different
was added,
colors, though.
the iron 3 ions were all eventually converted, and the pH continued to increase. When it got to around 9, it started converting the iron 2 ions to iron 2 hydroxide, but these didn't exist for very long. Almost immediately after forming, they combined with the iron 3 hydroxide to make black magnetite. Now, if all I wanted to do was make some generic magnetite, I
1, 2,
wouldn't
3.
have needed this whole setup. I could have just directly mixed my iron 2 and iron 3, and even without stirring, dumped in the ammonia. The reason that I did it this way though, was because I needed the magnetite to form as nanoparticles. This part of the process was surprisingly finicky though, and I found that even just small changes in things like In general, I wanted to stir it as fast as I possibly could, because as the stir rate increases, particle size tends to decrease. However, the faster I stirred it, the more air got mixed into the reaction, which caused more iron 2 to get oxidized to iron 3. This altered the ratio of iron 3 to iron 2, and if this wasn't accounted for, the quality of the magnetite would be affected. For magnetite, the perfect ratio between iron 3 and iron 2 is 2 to 1. What I did instead, though, was use a lot more iron 2, and I added it as a ratio
6.
of 1.7 to 1. This way, when it oxidized and became iron 3, it would then be able to just combine with some of the excess iron
And then
2.
1
This gave
and
it a bit of a buffer zone, and it allowed the reaction to be a lot more tolerant to oxygen. However, when the reaction was done, I also didn't want excess iron 2 still floating around. The speed that I added the base at also affected particle size, but this too was dependent on the stir rate. A faster addition could lead to smaller particles. However, if the stirring weren't fast enough, it could cause larger ones to form instead. So basically, if I stirred it too quickly, I might get too much oxidation, but if I stirred it too slowly, the particle size might become too big. On top of this, there were other variables, like how much extra water I had to include in this reaction, and things like temperature, and I had to find a balance between all these factors. It's definitely still far from perfect, but what I found worked was to do it at room temperature, with about a 20 times dilution, a stir rate of about 1200 like I said before, and to add the base over the course of 20 minutes. Adding the base did
how
cause
does
the
this one
mixture to
look?
slowly thicken though, so over the course of this, I slowly increased the stirring to around
Too
1500.
low.
So 20 minutes later, I was done adding all the ammonia, and then I let it stir for another 15 minutes.
Put the
While
block
this
where I
was
want
going,
you to.
I prepared the solution
Yeah,
that
sure,
would
just
be
put it
used to
everywhere else.
stabilize the nanoparticles.
Great.
This was done using oleic acid, which I got from eBay, as well as
3,
more of
2.
the concentrated ammonia solution. So into a beaker, I added about 15 grams of oleic acid, followed by 20 mils of water and 10 mils of the ammonia. Almost immediately, the ammonia reacted with the oleic acid to form a soap called ammonium oleate. I stirred this around until it became a nice and thick goo, and it was basically ready. When
I
it
forgot how I
almost
made this big one.
I went back to the reaction, and I filled the addition funnel with 15 grams
2 more.
of the concentrated ammonia. All of this ammonia was quickly added, within about a minute.
Who
And
needs
when it was done, I
music?
checked the pH, and I saw that it was nice and
4
basic,
triangle.
probably just below 10. I then took away the funnel, and I dumped in all of the soap that I had just made. It has a tendency to get stuck inside the beaker though, so to get it all out, I had to wash it a couple times with distilled water. I then let it stir over the next 20 minutes or so, and during this time, I slowly increased the RPM up to about 1900.
There we go.
What was happening here was an interaction between the ammonium oleate soap molecules and the magnetite nanoparticles. The charged polar ends of the ammonium oleate were being attracted to the surface of the
Doesn't look
magnetite.
even.
This caused them to absorb to the surface of them and to stick out their long hydrophobic tails. One of the biggest issues with magnetite nanoparticles is that they tend to want to aggregate together and to stop being nanoparticles. With the ammonium oleate on their surface though, and with all these tails sticking out, the particles are stabilized because they're physically being blocked from coming together. On the surface, I started seeing a lot of brown stuff, which can be a bit scary because it might indicate some unwanted oxidation. I think it was mostly the soapy foam though that was filled with extremely small particles of magnetite. I of course could be wrong about that, and it could be because of oxidation, but I just don't think that's the case. I originally took away the funnel because as this whole thing mixed, it slowly puffed up with foam, and I didn't want it getting in the way. But now that it was almost done and it seemed to be relatively stable, I brought it back. This time though, instead of filling it with concentrated ammonia, I did it with dilute uric acid. This was made by just mixing 1 volume of the concentrated acid with 2 volumes of distilled water. Then once it had been about 20 minutes, I started adding the acid. Right now, this mixture was still very basic, with a lot of excess ammonia, and this was what the acid attacked first. This produced a bunch of ammonium chloride, and the
Okay, yeah, that's
slowly
wrong.
decreased. When most of the ammonia was eventually consumed,
3,
it started
1,
attacking
2,
the
1.
unreacted ammonium oleate soap, as well as
3,
the ammonium oleate that was on the surface of the
2,
magnetite.
1.
In
Okay.
both of these cases, it converted it back to the
One,
magnetite to slowly separate out, and the goal was to bring the pH down to a bin full of neutrals to around 6 to 7. For the majority of this acid addition, though, things were pretty uneventful, and it didn't look like much was happening. All I did was just check the pH every few minutes to keep track of its progress. I also occasionally refilled the funnel with more 10% acid because it needed more than I could initially fit in it. When it did get close to being done, a lot of the soap foam had disappeared, and the coated magnetite particles started separating from the water. In all the procedures that I read online, none of them used acid, and they instead just did it by heating. This is because around 85 or 90 C, ammonium oleate starts to break down back into ammonia and oleic acid. The high heat then drives all the ammonia out of the water, and when it's eventually all gone, the solution is around neutral. However, I tried this in my last video and with some other test runs, and I never really found that it worked. It also just pushes a lot of ammonia gas into the air, which can of course be a hazard. On top of this, heating large amounts of water like this can be a pain, and it can take a really long time. So using acid is not only easier, safer, and faster, but in my
oh
experience,
yeah, I forgot I was
it
doing stuff
actually
still.
gave better results. This finding is partially backed up by a random paper that I found which compared temperature with the quality of the oleic acid coating. They found that it was directly related, where as you increase the temperature, the quality got worse and worse. When it did eventually get to around the neutral point, the color suddenly changed. The foam all very quickly turned white, and a lot of magnetite started separating out. This wasn't immediately
Something's
evident, though,
wrong.
because it was still stirring pretty strongly, but when I turned it off, it all quickly sank to the bottom. At this point, all the magnetite was ready, and now I just had to separate it from all the water and clean it up a bit. To do this, it was actually quite easy, and all I needed was a magnet, distilled water, and some rubbing alcohol.
Be 6. Now it's only 5. What's wrong? It's the wrong height. That could be also a problem.
Ideal on lots of vehicles, but compared to many, a new Volkswagen SUV costs less to maintain, which can save you money over the next 5 years. Isn't that illuminating? Put your money to better
Just add out of here.
And some rubbing alcohol. The first step was to get rid of all that extra water, so into a beaker, I dumped off as much as I could.
How to get copyrighted. Play royalty-free music.
I pulled out most of the particles. There were some that were still floating around, but anything that didn't get almost immediately pulled out was only weakly magnetic, and I didn't want it anyway. This water was then dumped off with the help of the magnet, and I did the same thing again. On the third time, though, I was actually able to include a lot of the magnetite that was sitting at the bottom. And because of this, the separation with the magnet was a lot more interesting. The goal now is to separate all the magnetite into roughly 3 equal portions. Ideally, I would have just done it as one large batch, but the strongest magnet that I had wasn't strong enough to hold this much magnetite. What I had in the beaker at this point was probably the max that this magnet could handle. So once it had separated, I took it away, drained off the water, and I got a new beaker. Into this one, I poured in what looked like the same amount, did the same thing with the magnet, and then got a third beaker. To this last one, I added the rest, and I also washed the container with a bit of water to make sure that it got out as much as possible. When I put the magnet to it, it separated out like before, but there was a lot more here than the other ones. So once I was done and I had them all lined up like this, I tried to even it out. Now, the next step was to wash the magnetite, but because the process is the same for all 3, I'm just going to show you what I did for one of them. In general, though, the process was really simple. I basically just had to add distilled water and mix it around. After doing this for a bit, and when I felt like I'd broken up all the solid pieces, I put a magnet under it, and I counted to about 5 seconds. The highly magnetic particles separated out really quickly, but the weaker ones needed more time. So not only did this let me clean up the magnetite and wash away reaction side products, it also helped me weed out some of the crappier particles. This water wash was done a total of 3 times, and then I moved on to washing it with isopropanol. What I did here was pretty much exactly the same, except I found that with the first
One,
couple
two,
washings with the alcohol, it
two,
always takes a
three,
bit longer for the
one,
magnetite
two.
to separate. So for these, instead of waiting about 5 seconds before dumping it off, I waited about 15 or so. By the third one though, it was a lot quicker, and the alcohol was also pretty much completely colorless.
And here
All
we
the washing
go.
steps were now done, but I had to somehow get it all out of the beaker and into this bowl.
Bing bop.
Doing this manually though, with a spoon or something, is a huge pain. I found that the easiest and also the cleanest way
Bing boop
was just
beep.
add more alcohol, mix it around, and dump it into the bowl. I then separated the alcohol with a magnet and dumped it all back into the beaker. After doing this a few times, pretty much all of the magnetite was eventually transferred. With the magnet still stuck to it, I put the bowl upside down to drain away some of the alcohol. I then did the exact same washing process on the other 2 batches, and I put them here when I was done. About 10 minutes later, it looked like most of the alcohol had drained out of them, but there still was a decent amount in there. It was really important to get them completely dry though, and to do this, I used a vacuum chamber. This was the chamber that I used, and I got it from Amazon for around $100. The pump that I used was also from Amazon, and I got it a while ago when I was working on my Transylvania wood project. Along with this, it was also important to get some calcium chloride drying agent, and I picked some up from Home Depot. So now to the chamber, the first thing to do was to dump in a decent amount of the calcium chloride. And then on top of this, I made a small platform using styrofoam and a piece of cardboard.
1, 2,
I put in all
3.
the bowls with the magnetite, and I also mixed them around a bit. Then I closed the
2,
chamber and I turned on the
1,
pump, but I didn't let it go to a
2.
full vacuum because sometimes this can cause things to splatter. I instead went to a certain point and then left the valve only
Is
slightly
that right?
open so that the pressure would slowly decrease.
I
By
think
the time
that's
it got
right.
to a full vacuum, it looked like it was behaving
Yeah.
itself, so I
It's
slowly
obviously
opened
right.
the valve.
No,
After pumping on it like this for about 5
it's not
minutes,
right.
it looked like most of the alcohol was gone, and I closed the valve
No.
again. A few hours later, I repressurized the chamber, opened it up, and mixed things around. This wasn't really necessary to do, but I did find that it does help speed things up a bit. After doing that though,
What did I do? Why is this one so much different?
and I left it overnight.
Like
Any
1, 2,
alcohol
3,
or
then
water
up.
that still remained just slowly evaporated, and it was continually picked up by the calcium chloride at the bottom. By the next morning it was ready, so I opened it up.
What's
and I
wrong?
pulled everything out.
Something's wrong. Look. 2, 3, 1,
At this point,
2.
it was a really dry powder,
That.
and I scraped off as much as I could from each bowl and combined
2,
it all
3,
into one.
1,
I
2.
also weighed it and found that it was a total of
Like,
about 26 grams.
huh?
When I first started making ferrofluids, I assumed that the magnetite at this point was going to be really gross. However, it wasn't like that at all, and it was just a regular dry powder.
Could be in a corner, is it?
The larger pieces looked really solid,
Okay.
but they were actually really easy to just break apart with my fingers and crumble them into a dust. One thing to be careful with, though, was that these were nanoparticles, so it was important not to breathe any of it in. But anyway, I now successfully made the ferro part of the ferrofluid.
Stop.
The next step was to add the
Controller.
liquid. When it comes to ferrofluid,
What?
there are oil
We have a problem.
and water-based ones, and it all
Things
depends
even.
what was used to cover the magnetite particle.
Thing's odd.
And in my
Need to
case,
be
like
even.
you saw, I covered it in oily and non-polar oleic acid, so it would of course have to be an oil-based ferrofluid. For
Why
these
did
guys,
I
the most
curve?
popular solvent that people use is kerosene because it's cheap and easy to get, and it also doesn't evaporate
Why am I
as
moving?
quickly as some of the other solvents.
I'm literally just
To make
holding
things easier,
forward.
I split the batch roughly in half because I found that mixing large amounts can be a bit of a pain. For this half, I first waited. And
Why? Why did I move to the side?
I found that a good
I'm not even gonna touch the controller.
85% of this mass, so I added 10.2
I
grams.
moved up on the move, or not move, but right.
And the liquid quickly turned black. To be fully technical here, though, the magnetite isn't truly dissolving, and it's just going into suspension. This is because the nanoparticles aren't soluble in the solvent, but they're small enough that they can still easily get dispersed. The oleic acid coating then helps with this by preventing the particles from coming too close together, and by also allowing them to interact with the nonpolar solvent. The result of this is a stable suspension known as a colloid, where it's almost like the magnetite is being dissolved.
Why? Why did I move? You know what?
There was still quite a bit left. Sometimes it didn't really even look like much was happening, but it's just genuinely a really slow process. To speed it up, I could have just added more kerosene, but my goal here was to get it as concentrated as possible. When it eventually looked like it was pretty much all gone, I went and got one of my magnets. I found that when there was just a bit of solid left, it could really help.
This is not what it should be doing.
Test to see if the fluid was even working. When I brought it close, all the liquid pulled towards it, and it formed some nice spikes, which I was happy to see. Now, in terms of mixing things, the magnet helps because it holds all the solid stuff to one spot. It also holds it there pretty tightly, and it makes it a lot easier to squish it and to crush it on the side of the bowl. I just did the same thing for another 5 or 10
Not even
minutes,
gonna touch it.
moving this glass rod back and forth, and eventually, it all pretty much disappeared. I was doing all this mixing over a board like this.
Bruh, I hate it.
I was able to test it by just putting a magnet underneath. When I did
Oh
this, I was
look,
really happy
it's
with the
not the
result.
way it should be.
Magnetic field, it didn't look like it was getting any more viscous or anything. In my opinion, this was one of the most important things to see because it's what separates a proper ferrofluid from a lot of those DIY methods that are floating around online. What those make, especially the ones that just mix printer toner with an oil, are much closer to something called a magnetoriological fluid, or just an MR fluid for short. In an MR fluid, the particles are
3,
much larger,
then
and
2.
because of that, they aren't able to stay suspended. So when they're exposed to a magnetic field, they start separating out from the solvent,
2,
and they increase
3,
the viscosity. Depending
2,
on the particle size and
3.
how well they're coated, this can sometimes cause things to partially or even completely solidify. This all doesn't insist, though, that MR fluids are a complete waste of time or that they're useless, because they are interesting in their own way. While I was working on this project, I actually made them a few times by accident, but I thought that they were still pretty cool. For example, this one was a liquid, but when a magnet was brought close to it, it got a lot thicker. When the magnet was taken away, though, it almost instantly went back to being a liquid. I think this happened because some of them were small enough to stay suspended, but other ones were getting pulled out by the magnet. So what I had here was not fully an MR fluid, and it was kind of a mix with a ferrofluid. In other cases, though, when the run was a complete failure, I ended up with
2,
particles
4,
that were all
triangle.
way too big. So pretty much all of them were pulled out by the magnet, and the solidifying effect was much stronger. And because of all the solid content, it was still able to form spikes, but they were a lot sharper.
There's just not gonna be this last one.
Still be a monster. But I'm an evolving monster.
But anyway, getting back to the ferrofluid, I find that it's a lot more fun when it's more spread out, so I poured it all into a larger dish. In my opinion, it was definitely a lot more fun like
In the
this, and I
beginning.
think the visuals were a lot
In the
nicer as well.
beginning. They're gonna start talking, or
Kind of look like they're solid, but what's cool is that they're still completely liquid. They aren't able to hold up much of anything, so when I touched it with my glass rod, they just moved out of the way. What I thought was interesting, though, was that there was a bunch of liquid below the spikes, and this was able to hold up the rod. The magnetized fluid there was just really strongly attracted to itself, and it was surprising how strongly it repelled the rod. The fluid is only able to spike when the magnetic field passing through it is close to being vertical. So this was what happened when I put the magnet on the side, and most of the field was traveling parallel to it. It was only able to form spikes on the ends, and the belong. When I rotated the magnet, though, it gave this cool effect.
That's not what I want.
What I had here was still only half the batch, so I went ahead and mixed the other part with kerosene, and I poured it all in. All of the fluid seemed to overload the magnet, though, so I decided to try it with a much larger one that I just got that morning. It seemed to be able to handle this much fluid a lot better, and the spikes were also bigger.
Stop it! Yep. As soon as I try to demonstrate how crappy this drift is, like, how
At this
bad
point, I was
this
pretty
is,
much
it
done playing around with it,
stops.
but I just wanted to show one last thing. I mentioned before that it didn't get more viscous under a magnetic field, but in general, it just wasn't very viscous at all. It was pretty much the same as just regular kerosene, despite being about half magnetite. From all the runs that I've done, I've noticed that the viscosity is actually something really important to look at, and every time that it's been thicker, it's been a really bad sign. Sometimes it initially works and it kind of looks like a ferrofluid, but then over the course of a day, it usually either separates or solidifies. Most of the time, those batches just end up being garbage, but sometimes
Not even gonna
they
touch
end up being
the left
MR fluids,
stick.
which, like I said, can be interesting in their own way. To measure the yield, I transferred it all to a grad cylinder, and it came out to be just above 30 mils.
Wonder,
There was
where
a
am I
small
gonna
loss
go?
from all the stuff that stayed stuck to the dish, but in general, this was
Only
pretty much what
touching
I
the
used
right
to
stick
draw.
on the controller.
Now that we've seen what my fluid did, I just wanted to quickly compare it to the commercial stuff. So this here was just some of the commercial
I'm done
fluid
with
I
this.
bought, and this was what I made. The spikes in mine are significantly bigger, and in my opinion, they're also more impressive. The size of the spikes depends mostly on the concentration of the magnetite in the fluid, and I think that mine just had a lot more in it. In every run that I do, I try to saturate the kerosene, but because this process is still a bit finicky, I haven't gotten consistent results. This run just happened to be the best one that I filmed, but I did have some that I didn't record that were much higher quality. For example, in this unfilmed one, the spikes that I got were absolutely massive. Before making it, I honestly didn't even know that it was possible for ferrofluid to spike that strongly. The process that I did was almost exactly the same though, and I'm really not sure what caused the difference. However, I am working hard on figuring it out, because having a fluid like this every time would be amazing. Now going back to the nearly empty dish, I put a magnet under it again, and you can see all these little spikes forming. I think that doing this on a small amount of the fluid is a decent test to see how good it is. When the fluid is high quality, it's easily able to form small spikes, even when there's barely anything there. I like to think of the magnetite nanoparticles as little pixels, where their size will determine the smallest spike that can form, as well as their resolution. When the particles are bigger and non-uniform in size, the resolution is bad, and they form larger and uglier spikes. When they're very small and uniform though, they make these really nice and little sharp ones. Now, besides just spiking the fluid on a dish, there are some other cool things to do with it. The first thing is to add water to a vial, and then to drop in some of the fluid. Kerosene alone is much lighter than water, but with all the heavier magnetite in it, it sinks to the bottom. Also, with all the water around, the ferrofluid no longer sticks to the glass. With magnets, I can then move it around, and it makes this pretty cool little toy. Sealing the vial was also quite easy, and I just had to fill it to the max with water, and then put the cap on. Now I honestly have no idea why, but for some reason, this thing never stops being fun to play with. At this point, I've had this thing for at least a few weeks, and I still find myself playing with it all the time. As a side note,
Why isn't my elytra out? Why am I missing my elytra?
Ferrofluids, and it never seemed to work. By just smell, I could tell that they were kerosene-based, but I think they also included a bunch of additives, which messed it up. Also, as a second side note, with the ferrofluid from this video, I've decided to make 5 more of these little vials, and to give them away to viewers. I'll send them anywhere in the world, totally free of charge, and I'll explain how this will all work at the end of the video. I thought it would be fun to scale it up, so I just did the same thing with a larger bottle. However, when I did this, it was obvious that my fluid wasn't as good as some of the other runs. While it did still work and look cool, the spiking wasn't very good, and I also noticed that there were a lot of bubbles stuck in it. This made it look a bit chunkier and not as smooth as it should have been. For comparison though, this was another bottle that I made using that other batch that spiked really well, and you can see
Yeet
how
it
much
upwards.
cleaner it is. It's just way smoother without all those bubbles, and it also spikes a lot more strongly. I'm really not sure
Yeet
why
it.
this batch turned out to be a lot more bubbly, but it must have had something to do with the surfactant. The preparation for both of them though were exactly the same, so I'm not really sure why there would be such a difference. Now changing gears a bit, another interesting thing with ferrofluid is that it's commonly used as a
Oh,
lubricant.
not touching left
It's
stick.
able to stick to things like magnets and create a liquid cushion. With this, the magnet is able to stay completely separated from the surface and to slide around really easily. And while I definitely do think this is cool, what I found was more fun was to use it to make art. The cushion of ferrofluid also allowed the magnet to glide effortlessly over paper, and as it moved, it left behind a really small amount. The result of this were some shockingly smooth lines with extremely sharp and precise edges. Then, over the next 30 minutes, most of the kerosene evaporated. For some reason, I thought that these simple designs were oddly interesting.
You love to see
I also
that
tried a few
controller
times using
drift.
the commercial ferrofluid, but it never seemed to work very well. There are some other oily additives in it which
There.
take way longer to
Finally.
dry, and it also tends to bleed into the paper.
This
This
is
makes it so that the
almost
edges
kind
aren't
of done.
nearly as sharp, and also the commercial fluid is more dilute, so it doesn't look as black. To be fair, this was just one commercial fluid that I tried this with.
I'm literally just spamming down on the D-pad, and this is what I'm getting.
Because pretty much all of the commercial stuff contains other oils and additives, but I mean, it could be possible. But anyway, I think that's about it for this project. I'm really happy that I was actually able to finally prepare enough, and not just stuff that makes me seem better than the commercial stuff, but there's still a lot more to do. My
Ascensionism.
next major goal is to try and make the process a lot more reproducible and to also scale it up. I'm not sure when that would be posted though, because for the time being, I've kind of done with ferrofluids. They're insanely messy, and pretty much everything ended up getting covered with oily iron. Also, I've been thinking about ferrofluids way too often lately, to the point where I've been literally seeing them when I close my eyes. It'll probably be in something like several months, when I've forgotten how bad it is to work with, and I somehow convince myself that it's an awesome idea to revisit. But anyway, with all that being said, it's now time for the giveaway. Like I said before, I've made 5 of these files, and I'm gonna give them
I'll
all
be
away
back
for
in a
free.
minute.
I'll also ship them anywhere in the world, totally free of charge. To get a chance to win, all you need to do is use the link in the description.
I will be back in a minute.
Get an entry by doing a few different things. This, for example, is as simple as visiting my YouTube pages or by checking out my Instagram. And while you're there, you can feel free to subscribe or to follow.
turn. Wonder if Gay's on.
I cannot believe that. I can't believe it's a Unity game. Contains scenes of I'll never know. Hey gamers, it's me, your best friend Yup. That's so loud. Here with the spookiest looking face cam I've ever done. 1999? It has so many different looks. I think we go this one. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to say, hi, this camera does this night vision thing, so I turned off all the lights in here, and we're gonna get extra spooky. This is a sequel to the gas station horror game I played last week. If you didn't see it, get on out there and take a look, you big dumb. Anyway, so we've been caught by the gas station bandit man, and we're gonna get out of his house. Here we go. Sorry. Okay, well, at least he said sorry. I mean, that's nice. Oh, this is a fence. I couldn't even see the fence, dude.
Perhaps you could even use it here to help others.
I wish you'd stop talking to me, you freaking idiot. A bucket. What is this used for? Well, it looks like someone's been pee-peeing in it with their blood stuff. I broke the last game. I fully intend on breaking this one. It looks like there's a fence across the top, though, too. Can I reach the TV? Hold on. Brothers and sisters, are you trapped in a spiritual cage? No, I'm trapped in a real cage. Please get out of your spiritual cage, brothers and sisters. Okay, I'm bored. I'm bored. Okay, what am I not clicking on here? Hold on. What am I not clicking? Obviously, it's the bucket, right? Is that something? This isn't the whole game. The guy's gonna come in here, and he's gonna be like, I got you last time. I'll let you out this time. Let's have a game. Let's play a game. Do you want to play a game?
You want to play a little game?
Whoa. It's very much darker in 1999. VHS, you can literally barely see anything. 16 million. Oh my gosh. I thought maybe there'd be something. This looks like Outlast. This fits my face cam very well. Wait, did you see text just then? I could have sworn I saw some text for just a second. Hole? Is he squeezing through? Okay. Okay, I can't fit back here. Okay, boys, we're on the move. Oh, he's gonna get me. Now I kinda miss being stuck in there, honestly. This 1999 graphics, I literally can't see it. I put it on 1995. I'm sorry for the frame rate, but I need to be able to see. Alright, how bad could this place... Hello? Are you a mannequin? This is uncomfortable. Read this. Night shift abductor strikes again. Okay, I'm scared.
I will
Things
finish
just
this
continue
later.
after this long, but it really hasn't. If anything, I'm more excited than ever. At some point, I went from dreading being caught to just accepting that I can't be caught. Nothing and no one can stop my divine task. The longer it is fed, the closer we come to our true salvation. It must feel all. I must feel all. I'm so... What the freak? What the heck? Look at this. We found a glitch. Okay. Well, I'm gonna assume that means this is the right way. Bro, this guy is really about to get me. I have a feeling... Oh, I didn't even open that. This guy's really about to do it to me. What's that? Oh, it's a clock. Do I hear something? It's just the clock. That's just how the clock sounds. I hear a radio. In the other room. Who's got a pistol? Does he have a pistol? Let's click. It's set to 9 o'clock. Should I remember? Okay. I'm remembering that. A sound meter? Oh. I was making lots of sound. Well, now I have a sound meter.
Yeah, I think I'm done
Bro, what's
playing.
What is that sound? Hi. Oh, cool! It is Outlast. There's so many more mechanics to this one than the gas station one. What is that? A rock. I can throw it. Okay, and I've got my sound meter. Vent
I think
cover
I'm
gets
done.
screwed shut. Alright. Nothing useful. Okay, we got
Going
you.
to bed.
What are you?